It's 64 boy.
Scratch.
Dressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh? Brick by brick, you get your boy Big Wall, and you already know the vibes. I'm here with the big homie P.stock. What's going on with your big dog?
Ain't nothing to it, Big Wall, man. Just another, eventful week, and it's always a pleasure. Every time we have these shows, it's like a family reunion, family.
Absolutely.
Again, always good to be here. Address the culture is very important, very vital, I believe, and it will grow, and people will figure that out. They'll know.
Yeah.
They'll know what time it is and what time we're on.
Yeah.
Because the information we bring and the things we introduce to the culture, with the FMA series, which is going to continue on, and then we got a lot of great stuff coming up, so you definitely want to be tuned in to Address the Culture, and definitely leave comments, smash the like, hit the button, let us know if there's anything you want to see or hear, and we make that happen too. We'll definitely make that happen.
Tap in. Like P said, we got a whole lot going on, you know what I mean? But it has been a pleasure for us to be able to tap into the FMA world, the FMA community, you know what I mean? It has been a pleasure. We really got the idea of the mass state of when you in that world, you know what I mean? It's real territorial, it's real traditional, you know what I mean? But the message is clear, reach one, teach one, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I like about it, man. They don't mind, you know what I'm saying, creating opportunities and events like this Legacy 8, you know what I'm saying? That was amazing. You know what I mean?
Event.
It was this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It was this week. It was yesterday. Last week. In fact, by the time you get this, but the event was December 4th.
Yeah.
We had a lot of the masters and grandmasters, and Grandmaster Darren Tabon, that is, the creator and the major promoter, and the reason why the Legacy 8 continues. That's why it's up to 8.
Yeah.
And when we have him on to talk about, we're gonna bring him in and we're gonna talk about it. We got Grandmaster Darren Tabon in the place. Darren, so the Legacy 8, it was a smash success, I'm hearing. It was a smash.
Brother P.stock, Big Wall. Shout out to Alumni team, Brother Sultanuddin. Fabulous events. Standing room only. Bro, it was packed.
That's big.
Make you a little paranoid though, kept that mask on. You know what I'm saying?
Too many people, right? Too many people. That's a good problem to have for an event like that. You know.
But I want to do another shout out to Young NAZ for that fabulous performance at lunch break. It just set a tone of, you know, it set that cultural tone with the entire event, you know. And I couldn't ask for a more beautiful event. Legacy 8 hit. It hit hard.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you guys, you know, for promoting this and past 2 months, having an opportunity for everybody on my roster to try to get up on here and interview. That way the public and the people viewing in could get to know these folks, you know, the way I know them. But, you know, bottom line, this event, the way it came up with me and Brother Sultanuddin, it was to honor Sijo Reynard Lazada. The late Grandmaster Angel Gabalas is basically his first student and his first certified master student. And Sijo Reynard is 96 years old now. And he had some problems medically. And me and Brother Sultan talking with the sons, we didn't think he could make it off of what he suffered, okay? But he came in, walked in, and when the event, you know, time came to leave, he walked out. You talk about a warrior.
That's a
talk
warrior.
About a man, you know, you want to look up to with that kind of strength at his age. And he was just full of life at the event, sitting there watching, knowing he was the guest of honor. And it was my honor and Brother Sultanuddin's honor to create this opportunity of promotion for him with Legacy 8. And like I said again, Brother P.stock Bigg Wall, thank you for everything you have done. Along with the Luton 19, Sultanuddin, it was a great success. Great success. Another shout out to John Oliva and Rita for providing their school, Twin Dragons, San Carlos, California, to provide us this platform to host Legacy 8 and film with Val Majelovic, EM3 Masters Magazine. And hopefully the trailer's out, hopefully about 2 weeks from now.
Wow.
And we start blasting it out, and it'll be all edited down, and everybody can see it, you know, that are connected to me on Facebook, and they're gonna see what a powerful event this was. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. You know, sometimes you run into hiccups here and there. That happens when you're trying to film a project, but bottom line, it was a great success. You know, shout out to everybody that were a part of this event, because bottom line, it becomes a team effort to create that successful film. And everybody got down on it. You know, everybody did great. And I think it's going to be probably one of the best legacies I've ever had. You know, honestly, one of the best.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
It is.
Especially since you had these legacies. You know, you were in Hawaii, exotic locations and other places. You know, so that's saying a lot. You know, for that one. You know, that is really saying a lot. And you know, and we just appreciate you for allowing us to bring in the culture and your martial art, the FMA, to the platform to address the culture, so we can share it and show people and let people know, make people aware. You know,
100%.
You know, everybody thinks of martial arts, they always think about, you know, the ninjutsu, kung fu, main stuff like that. You know, the commercial, what sometimes we call the commercial martial arts. You know,
Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li. You know what I'm saying?
People are familiar with those guys. You know, so
here's the thing. You know, when you watch Enter the Dragon and Bruce getting down with the sticks, you know, he was using. There were FMA principles in that, you know, from Guru Danny Inosanto. You know, they were training partners. So I believe Bruce Lee did pick up a lot of that from Danny. And then when that opportunity came in that movie, you know, Bruce got down with them double sticks.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
FMA has definitely, you know, been in the film industry for quite a long time. You look at several of these movies, some of the top movies out there, especially doing with weapons, you're going to see a lot of Filipino martial arts all through it, you know.
And
John
that's
Wick,
true.
all of
That is true, because it
Yeah, I
has
heard
been.
Dune is a really good movie. I haven't seen it yet myself, but yeah, they're portraying a lot of Filipino martial arts in there too. So more power to that and that production, you know, for bringing Filipino martial arts into it. But you know, just about everywhere I look, I'm seeing Filipino martial arts in film. You know? And I think that's a great catalyst for Filipino martial arts. You know, to be in the film, in the movies, and so many actors out there portraying, you know, Filipino martial arts these days. So,
It's a
you know,
great
it's
look.
good. It's good for FMA. It's really good for Filipino martial arts.
Yeah, it opens the eyes to a more broader market. You know what I mean? It takes things globally. You know what I'm saying? And I love that about it. And it kind of, you kind of sparked the thought in my mind when you was talking on Darren. When we talk about the FMA just in general, what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have in their mind when we talk about FMA, learning how to defend yourself, and kind of taking it to the level that you guys have took it to?
Well, looking at FMA, let's say in the last 30 years, I've seen it evolve so much, you know. Sifu Danny Inosanto has played a big role in that, you know, in providing a lot of his students opportunities in film too. So, you know, when you look at Filipino martial arts in general, I think people have noticed it for really deep in the last 30, 40 years, you know, including Bruce Lee using double stick, you know. So looking at it in that perspective, I don't think there's a martial arts school in the world that doesn't know of Filipino martial arts. I believe it's that saturated today. I think what needs to happen, though, is FMA having an opportunity to be in more films, okay? And, you know, you even look at Star Wars, you look at a lot of the movements they're doing, you can see FMA in Star Wars, actually several since the first. But the more opportunities that open up for Filipino martial arts for the film industry, I think the more it saturates out there, the more interest there will be in it. Because like anything else, when people see something that they admire and that is very deadly, you know, or can be used in self-defense, I think the movies is a big way of pushing all martial arts. So, you know, if opportunity opens up for FMA more, I believe it will become more popular. Say, for instance, this show, you know, which you guys provided us, and everybody on my roster to speak. I think people got to know individual Filipino martial artists, you know, even better on how they felt about their art. So the more publicity it gets, I think the better off for Filipino martial arts. So, you know, it's what's provided for the Filipino martial artist to portray his art right now to really get it mainstream throughout the world. Not saying it's already happening, because it has been happening, but the more the better. The more the better.
And it has been, you know, been brought up to date in the film industry with the Jason Bourne, the Bourne Identity series.
John Wick, all of it, man.
John Wick.
Absolutely.
John Wick. All of those movies. And I wanted to see that. I haven't seen that, but it looked very good. I gotta go back and
you know, and I'll be honest, one of my favorite, what's the name of that movie with Denzel? Denzel was using Filipino martial arts, cutting off arms, cutting off legs.
The Equalizer.
Equalizer. So, you know, honestly, that's one of my favorite movies. Actually, Denzel is probably one of my favorite actors. Been following his movies forever. You know, he's one of the greatest artists, movie actors, I think, out there.
His son His son is on his heels too.
He is. He's
Yeah.
a good actor as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a good actor as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's in the DNA. You know what I
It's
mean?
in the DNA.
It's in the DNA.
That movie
In the
he did
DNA.
called Tenet. Have you seen that? It's called
I
Tenet.
haven't seen you know what? I might have
Oh,
seen
it's
it.
a pretty
I
good
might have seen
movie.
It
Pretty
is.
good movie.
You
We're
know?
giving them plugs, but hey,
You know, hey,
what's his name? John David is right on Dad's hip. Boy.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
who I like too in film is Michael J. White. Michael J. White, he's
Yeah.
portrayed Blood and Bones, I believe. He's
Yeah.
showing. You look like a mix between Chinese weaponry and Filipino martial art weaponry. So
Yeah.
it looks like
okay.
even he's influenced by Filipino martial art
Yeah.
movement.
He played Spawn, like the first
Yeah,
Spawn movie.
Yeah,
Michael
the
J.
first
White.
Spawn he
He was
did.
the
Yep.
first Spawn. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
big. That is
so you
big.
know, yeah, we have these movie actors portraying Filipino martial art movements.
Mhm.
I don't really know who taught these guys. I know Dune was Balintawak, but
Mhm.
I would love to see more Sarada Eskrima. I know Sultanuddin portrayed it in Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
but instead of a few movies, I'd love to see FMA in 100 movies, 500 movies, and I would also like to see it, coming from the Philippines in an early era, up to Felicismo Dizon, to Angel Cabales, and
Mhm.
how the first immigrants brought it to Hawaii and California.
Mhm.
Now, that would be very interesting, and I think it really capture the audience for people to really see it, from that era, 1500s all the way late 1800s.
1800s. Yeah.
And then early 1900s, when the first Sakata immigrants came, like my great grandfather,
Right.
and I'd like to see it go back to that era and come back here, because I believe a lot of these old FMA systems from the early 1900s, I believe there's several arts in the Philippines and even in Stockton that can portray these arts, as close to original as possible.
Yeah.
And I believe, the history of the lineage of Sarada Eskrima, Felicissimo Dizon, to Angel Cabales. Angel Cabales coming here, and opening the first FMA school in 1966. That says a lot about my late Grandmaster Angel Cabales. He's one of the first ones to commercialize Filipino martial arts to be taught to non-Filipinos. So, when you look at Brother Sultanuddin and me, several of his other students, Master Jerry Preciado, he taught a lot of non-Filipinos, and his children also married non-Filipinos. So, looking at the early guys, the early pioneer escrimadores that came to America and Hawaii, you look at the diversity on the intermarriage on the island of Hawaii with Japanese, Chinese, Portuguese, the whole mix of the Hawaiian Islands, as well as Stockton, California. Stockton was called Little Manila, in the early days, because this was the hub of Filipinos to come and work the agriculture. And that's when my family came in. They stayed in Hawaii for about 20 years, and then they came here for a better opportunity, and the whole makeup of the early pioneer is so rich, especially in Stockton, California, Bahala Na. They set up museums, everything to talk about the rich history of the early pioneer Filipinos and escrimadores. So, I give a lot of credit to a lot of the brothers, the other FMA in Stockton, California, for really stamping down the historical locations, as well as the names of the early pioneer escrimadores and what they have to offer to help educate people more about the makeup of Stockton, California in the early days. Okay.
Yeah.
Me, myself, that's my family line. Philippines, Cebu, Philippines, Lapu-Lapu City. That's where the shipping records are. To Hawaii, Oahu. And then my family set up on the North Shore of Hawaii, Wailua, okay, to work the plantation. And my great grandpa was an overseer, but, you know, understanding Filipinos in that early time and how it was, you know, to come to Hawaii, okay, come to Stockton. In the early days, a lot of these positions, if you were a boss, an overseer, that's what my great grandpa was. While new immigrants from the Philippines came in, it was very, very competitive in the way they thought. Hey, I'm a boss. I'm not going to come here and be the laborer. I want to be the guy to tell people what to do. So my great grandpa, he was challenged almost every weekend for his position.
Yeah.
And he had to take people out to keep his position.
Right.
So, you know, talking about that tribal mentality, you know, it was there really for the early pioneers. Yeah. And I know what happened here in Stockton too, out in the asparagus camps in the early days. You know, somebody didn't like somebody or somebody wanted a higher position. They challenged, you know, often using the asparagus knife. The guys got killed out there.
Yeah.
And that's just a reality. Yeah. Nobody wants to stay on the bottom. You want to work your way up. That's human nature.
Yeah.
Well, screamadores are the same way.
Yeah.
In the early days, you know, and today we're more civilized about everything. It's 2021, brothers.
Yeah.
You know? You can't do that. You go to jail. You go to prison.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we got to be more, you know, civilized and politically correct, but we can host tournaments to settle differences. You know, one organization don't like the other. Okay, it's provide an opportunity.
Yeah.
How you guys want to do this? You want to do this live stick, hard impact, helmet only?
Yeah.
You know, Brother Claudio Morelli, he just developed the FMMA League in Italy. And it's no helmet, no gloves, no protection, but a weapon that can knock you out.
Wow.
But it shouldn't kill you. They designed that weapon for that purpose. Now he's running that. Big shout out to Claudio Morelli, Brother Claudio Morelli.
Wow.
And he just brought this fight league together, and I wish him the best of success. If it wasn't for COVID, I was supposed to go up last year and work in some of the rulings that I developed with USFMAF that I featured in Long Beach. I featured in Disney martial arts festivals, and it was called Cultural Challenge. And I ran it too in Stockton, California. We ran that for about 7 years, you know.
Wow.
But it all comes down to there is a lot of different tournaments that try to be safe about it, but also create a situation of more reality than people not caring about getting hit, because full padding, you know, you could get away with that hit to give a hit. So, you know, honoring the weapon as a blade is one way, or stick fighting is another way. You know, it depends on what organization creates the rules, you know, for this tournament. But I see a great opportunity for the most realist style of tournaments with, you know, Brother Claudio Morelli. And I know I've hosted some real close to real tournaments too, you know, where you actually can thrust, you know, on your opponent. You take away the thrusting, what do you got?
Yeah.
Okay, 4 strikes and 2 abanicos. That's it. Kabbalah, Serrata, and Screamo, we got 12 angles.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got 12 angles, including Espada Daga. Okay, including Espada Daga. So, you know, the future of FMA comes down to, I believe, a lot of the tournament scene on what tournament coordinators and directors can come up with. First of all, without a liability, there's always going to be liability.
Well, before we get into that, let's pay some bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we gonna take us a little break, pay some of these bills, and we gonna be back with the Grandmaster himself.
Okay,
you know
brother.
what I'm saying? We'll be right back on the Dress the Culture.
Hey everyone, it's Lizette Martinez here. Guess what? I have a new show, Let's Talk, on the Address the Culture Network.
Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture.
I'm an author, and my name is Lizette Martinez. I wrote Bingo number 9, How to Survive Our County. My book is available on Amazon and also Barnes & Noble. Check it out.
Address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it.
We'll be bringing you great content, exclusive interviews, and a view into my world. Be sure to tune in. Check out my boy, Big Wall, on Address the Culture.
That's man, you chasing it, man.
Hey, we're back. This is Address the Culture.
Yes.
You know, Big Wall and P.stock. I'm P.stock. We have Grandmaster Dan Tabon on board, you know, fresh off the Legacy 8. He's Angel's disciples.
Yes.
Of Stockton.
Yes.
You know, the Screamer.
Yes.
You know, so
dropping jewels.
dropping jewels. Dropping knowledge,
yes.
Dropping history,
yes.
and just making the Filipino martial arts known to the world.
Absolutely.
He's taking it there. He's taking it.
He absolutely is. And before we went on break, he was telling us on how FMA can be moving towards the future, and he was going to give advice on what the future FMA and what they can do as far as tournaments and everything else. So continue, Darren.
There's a lot of great tournament organizations out there. Okay, that what's going on out there, you know. All of them have good. But I think as deadly as the art is, there needs to be rules to get it as close to real without somebody dying. Mm-hmm. And I believe Brother Claudio Morelli got that going right now, okay, in Italy, FMMA League. And I think people ought to take a look at what he has to offer with this organization.
Yeah.
As far as here, you know, I've ran USFMAF, you know, a while back. And we came up with some really good rules and practicing with non-FMA, you know, Kabuto stylists, Japanese martial artists. And with the Cultural Challenge in Disney and the Long Beach Internationals, I got to host this. But, you know, Cultural Challenge back when I ran Disney, Stockton Legacy, and Long Beach, this was choose your weapons. What I did is all my fighters fought Espadadaga. That's the foundation of Serrata Eskrima. Stick and dagger, sword and dagger. Yeah. We fought up against bow staff, spear, sword and shield, double sword, double stick. Yeah. You know, we even had tonfa. We had chocolate sticks. But, you know, the beauty of that is I notice in the Filipino martial arts, there's so many different systems that work with certain lengths of weapons. Mm-hmm. So what I wanted to do is create a division or anybody that said, oh, that stick too short. Oh, that's too long. Oh, I need a longer weapon. I want to go tapado length. Okay. Mm-hmm. I created that format with the help of Shihan Dana Abbott, who at the time I believe was Action Flex. And he created all of these weapons, but he also beefed these weapons up. Right. Where he did not care about blocking and you took a shot. A lot of guys went down to body shots and head shots.
Yeah.
So, you know, the right weapons can be created so a guy won't die, but he will get stung or rung, or he might get dropped even to the body and knock the wind out of you. I believe a lot of FMA today needs to go to that type of level of weapon to be appreciated, first of all, for your defensive skills as your offensive skills. So, you know, as FMA is evolving, there's a lot of different organizations such as the Dog Brothers that have their style of stick fighting. They take the grappling. It's all good, but to be created, I feel the Philippines are going in a really good direction too, with a lot of these fight rules that I see happening and portraying their fights. So I think everybody's working on it. I think what it comes down to is how big of a platform can be created for a large amount of fighters to come and support. Because bottom line, you know, the facility, insurance, trophies, okay, your team of judges and referees, centers, corners, timekeepers, scorekeepers. It costs money to bring all of that together. So if somebody can create that opportunity to help with expense, I think FMA could go as far as it can go. Okay. But as far as portraying Filipino martial arts, I believe television is a great way. Movies is a great way to promote it. But when it comes down to sport, you know, there is a lot of sport FMA out there. Some of them, I believe, don't do justice to the art itself when they just limit areas of striking, no thrusting. I believe that takes away from Filipino martial arts tremendously, because you're getting rid of half the art just to do it in sport. What kind of benefit growth will that have on Filipino martial arts and the realism of the actual art? So, you know,
it won't help them. It
won't
help
really
them.
help.
But I do think that would be a great event. I believe it would pick up a lot of market share in the martial arts world. You know, a lot of people would want to see that. A lot of people.
And what I'm seeing too, you know, you have the stick fighting, the cage fighting, and they're allowing everything in the MMA scene, but now you got a stick in your hand. I look at it, I respect it, but how is that honoring the actual weapon art? Okay. Where some of the old rules, you know, in the Philippines in the early days, they did not allow any kind of grappling, but they only allowed honoring the weapon, the strikes. You know, no chokeholds, things like that, no grappling, honor the weapon.
And in real time, all of those would be necessary tools to defend yourself. You know what I mean? So I definitely get it. It's no sense of watering the art down when we're trying to build it up. You know what I mean? It's counterproductive. You know what I mean? I definitely understand. But let's talk about this wonderful event, Legacy 8. You know what I'm talking about? What was it like being in the building? Because I know it was rough. What was the energy in the building? What was the energy from the Grandmasters? Because I know we had quite a few of them on this platform, and the energy was up. You know, so I could just imagine in the building it was crazy. Kind of take us through the day and kind of where the energy was with this amazing event.
It was powerful.
It
was very powerful. But you know what you got to understand is the reason why this event even happened is me and Brother Sultanuddin having a conversation about Sijo Reynard Lozada, who this great man was. Angel Cabales' really first student, first master level student, but he took number 3 because Angel had 2 sons. So it was Sijo Reynard that told Angel that, listen, I'll take number 3, give your sons 1 and 2. So, you know.
So technically he number 1.
Technically he is number 1.
Wow.
And, you know, the significance of that and how much me and Sultanuddin loved our lineage. Learned the knowledge late Grandmaster Angel Cabales given to us, because we're still teaching today, 30 years after his passing. So as other Serrata guys are out there, you know, still teaching. But to come together with an event, okay, such as Legacy that I've already done 7, we decided to utilize a Legacy event, okay, to honor GM Sijo Reynard Lozada. And with that energy, everything just came together. Okay. Sultanuddin's platforms and resources, my platform and resources, we came together. Okay. And this is why I'm talking to you too. P.stock Bigg wall, you know,
Yeah.
and
It's
the
great.
opportunity of promotion for this event. But I'll tell you what, the energy at this event, the amount of people that came in, I didn't handle the gate. So, you know, it looked like over 200 people to me.
Standing room only, right?
Yeah,
Over 200
standing
people.
room. Yeah.
Easy.
And
Yeah,
you
this was a
probably
very
had
large
more
pool.
than one room too.
Yeah.
And it looked like
Yeah.
a large studio,
Large.
too, a large place.
It was a large facility.
Yeah.
Okay. Very large facility. Actually, 3 training rooms, you know.
Wow.
And
Great.
I went in both training rooms. I went through the center. They had vendors. A lot of vendors came to sell their martial arts supplies.
Oh yeah.
Sticks, knives, swords, stuff like that, you know, training weapons. And I walked through it several times, and both sides were packed. But I think what had happened, the mic on the television in the back that they were filming from the front, the audio of it, you really couldn't hear too well. So I think a lot of people moved and crammed toward the front. And, you know, but bottom line, it was fabulous. It was a fabulous event. I want to shout out to everybody, all my headliners on Legacy 8, and big shout out of thank you for all of you, you know, to support Legacy 8, you know. And like I said, you know, big thanks to Johnny Oliva and Rita. Thank you very much for providing this and setting up tents on the outside. They set up tables for lunch, everything else. Huge shout out also to Young NAZ for hosting a great show, you know. And he did a deep one, you know, the one with the bad words and all that last.
He don't play around. He let it go.
He let it go. He took it to the street.
And it's hot. Yeah, it's hot too.
And you know, man,
hot music.
Young NAZ started talking about his uncle Lenny Williams, Tower of Power.
Yeah,
I said, whoa. Tower of Power. Man, I used to listen to that in school. You know what I mean? I had all them albums. My brothers and sisters had all them albums. You know what I mean? So, you know, it was great listening to him speak about where he come from, you know, his uncle, everything else. So it made out for a very unique entertainment while everybody ate lunch. You know? What more could anybody ask for?
Oh yeah, it was a vibe. You know,
it was a vibe, brother.
That's the way it is. You come into
know?
the Legacy 8 with hip hop and address the culture, and then you get Young NAZ there to perform at the event. Hey, that's check marks. Full circle.
You know,
full circle.
It didn't get no better than that. But you know, me thinking about all the past tournaments that I've thrown, you know.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had hip hop TV performing at halftime, man, at my tournament.
Mix it, you know what
I'm saying?
That's how you gotta mix it up. And we're gonna keep,
you know, man, understand Angel's Disciples, you know.
Yeah.
Back when I first opened up, me and Master Jerry Preciado, he went and bought an older limousine. I think it was a Lincoln limousine. So we used to pile about 15 of our fighters in there, and we used to cruise up to various tournaments. And then when we get up toward the gate, we had a couple guys standing up in the sunroof, and we're over there bumping Tupac, right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. That was my fighter's thing. That love bumping Tupac, right?
Yeah.
Tupac. That was our theme. Yeah, we're gonna roll up in here bumping Tupac. Okay.
Yeah.
What else you want to bump?
That energy.
Yeah, I had that energy.
Like
Scarface. Yeah, they used to bump Scarface too, bro.
You know? Talk your shit.
So when we roll up to them tournaments, it was like, oh yeah, I'm bumping. Oh, that's Tupac. That gotta be Angel Disciple. Yeah, it is. They are.
Tupac. Coming busting to live and die in LA, right?
Yeah, bro. You know, so you know that was all part of Angel Disciples culture early on when we first started. And it was always our thing, you know.
Yeah.
No, I admit it. You know, my son, nephews, you know, cruising up to LA for tournaments. We kept the same tradition, bro. Kept the same tradition. Bump into Tupac, get the blood going, get ready for an event, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, hip hop, rap, that's been a part of my culture since we co-founded Angels Disciples in 1991, June 28th, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
my fighters were into hip hop, all of them.
Yeah.
And that's what kept me up with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
You in tune what was
G,
going on.
pop this in. Go ahead, pop that in.
Pop this in. Let's catch this
man, I like
vibe.
that. I
Let's
like
catch-
that, you know, and that's how I really stayed with hip hop. You know, I come from
Yeah.
Sugar Hill, Curtis Blow days, you know,
Yeah.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, you know.
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
Yeah, I come from there, Houdini, all of that, man. So
Run,
you know,
Run DMC and
Run DMC, all of
LL
that.
Cool J.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know, like when we think about it, hip hop and just the martial arts field in general, it always had a chemistry.
Always.
You know, hip hop always connects itself to other cultures where it's a grind, where it's a hustle, where it's hard to
it's a
reach.
grab, it's a
You know
hustle.
what I'm saying?
But
So hip hop
could you
becomes the
imagine
soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of these genres.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, you don't be listening to Sinatra or Elvis on the way to a tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You don't do that.
You want to get up, not down, right? You want to get up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want to get up, you know, but you know, and that's what it is. And like Big Wall said, that the martial arts and hip hop from day one. You know, every Saturday we'd be listening to martial arts. I mean, watching martial arts, listening to hip hop.
And that's a fact.
Watching stuff every Saturday.
Every Saturday,
no
yeah.
thing. So are participating. So you know, so that goes hand in hand. Like we said before, Wu-Tang that's made it to that next level, took it to that next level.
Took it to that next level, bro.
Yeah, made it global. Made it global.
Yeah.
So, and that made a marriage of hip hop and martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
And that solidified the marriage.
But you know, I'll be honest with you, all the movies I see, you know, really good fight scenes and all got hip hop background music, brother, going on. When shit starts,
absolutely.
If
it's not hip hop, it's a hip hop track. It's a hip hop melody, a beat. Like it's a certain types of vibe that come with it, and I think it kind of helps it all because like hip hop come with a certain attitude. It come with a certain confidence.
Yes, it does.
It come with a take no BS mentality. You feel me? And when we talk about martial arts, that's taking no BS mentality as well. So the attitude match, the vibe match, the mentality match. So it had to come together. So that's why us coming together, doing what we doing with your amazing event, you know, with our shows that led up, that kind of added to the energy of the event. It just worked in such an amazing way. And that's what we wanted to do. So everything that we could do to help bring light to this amazing event, it was our pleasure. You know what I mean?
I want to thank you guys very much.
No problem, brother. No
but
problem.
I'll tell you this, since you guys started, you know, promoting Legacy, okay, and I noticed you see a lot of homemade videos today of FMA out there.
Yeah.
They're all using hip hop right now, bro. All of them. I've seen several.
We made them step up the bar. We made them step up the bar, you know.
But that's a good thing.
Good. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
That's what we are. Big Wall, Trailblazer, music, you know, and streams, you know, over 100,000 streams plus, you know. So all of that stuff queued in. We got the FMA here with Darren Tabon. That's going forever, you know.
And you know, guys, it's been a pleasure. But you know, my biggest fans is my sister. You know, I got my sister Jackie. Shout out to Jackie if you're watching.
Shout out Jackie.
Yeah, she's my youngest sister. You know, we came up together. You know, she's a few. I think she's only 2 years older than me. But you know, we came up in that. You know, 70s. You know, up to 80. You know, and She's one of my biggest fans on this show. She really appreciates you guys. She really does. You know, watching
Shouts
you
out to
guys.
Jackie. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
shouts out,
Jackie.
Jackie. That's right.
Jackie
Hit us
will
up.
comment. She will comment on hip hop.
Beautiful.
Address
Yep.
the culture. She's been doing a lot of commenting on that. We talk a lot, a whole lot offline, on it.
Yeah.
And she appreciates you guys. You guys are real. You guys are real, man.
Thank you,
You know?
brother. And we appreciate you, Jackie. That's a fact.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
First
So it was
class.
dope. It was dope, man. You know what I mean? Now, we're not going to let you get up out of here, Darren. We're not going to let you get out of here before you tell everybody where they can find you at, all the information. You know what I mean? Let us know any upcoming events you got, anything you got going on, anything you want to plug, anything you want to talk about. Maybe the next year's event, you want to talk about that a little bit. You know what I mean? Let us know. Talk your shit, Darren.
Beautiful. But, I like to shout out, to some of my affiliate chapters, some of my students. Professor James Hunden, big shout out to you. He's out of San Francisco. That's Hunters Point, and he's Universal Martial Arts. He's actually the late Grandmaster Wally J, one of his foremost students. Wow. Big shout out to him. Another big shout out to Sifu Harinder Singh Sarbawal. Right now he's in Hawaii, and a family member had some medical issues, and he couldn't make Legacy. But you guys got to talk to him on the show, I believe the first show.
Yeah. Great conversation.
Great show.
Big shout out to Stockton Angels Disciples. You know who you are. I see you guys twice a week. Big shout out to my nephew that been running a chapter towards Sassoon, Vallejo area. That's Guru Gordon Brown. A big shout out to you and all your people. Okay. I got a lot of great people. I've been teaching for quite a while. And matter of fact, Bevan Clay Praka, Sifu Clay, he had to step in for Sifu Harinder Singh Sarbawal yesterday at the event. They did a fabulous job, representing give and take, Sombrata, flow, spar, and breaking it down to 5 to 6 different concepts of training. They've been meeting me at Expo since 2014, and to witness their growth, where they got it to, I can't be more proud. They did a phenomenal job. So there's a big shout out to Sifu Clay Praka and Beverly Praka out of Texas. Other than that, I got another brother. He's Havoc JKD. Okay, Jay Cooper. He's out of Calgary, Canada. Big shout out, Jay Cooper. Other than that, I got Bern Rennard out of Uberlingen, Germany. Okay, they got the COVID spreading over there, and I hope you and your family are doing great up there, Bern Rennard.
Absolutely.
In Uberlingen, Germany. Other than that, my brother, Claudio Morelli out of Italy. I hope everything's good, going. If there's COVID around you, I hope you're healthy and safe. But outside of that, my own family, My brother, Gene T-Bone Jr., my sister, Leslie, my oldest sister, middle sister, Regina, who is my student, Gordon Brown's mother, and then my youngest sister, Jackie Arrington. Big shout out to you. Love you.
Big shout out.
Big shouts out to Jackie.
All the family.
Yes. That's the family. And of course, my dad, Eugene T-Bone Sr. is still alive. He's about 85 now. And big shout out to him too, who was actually my first teacher. He taught me the boxing, trained me boxing. Okay, he trained me Goju-Ryu, and then he trained me stick fighting. Now his teacher was late Grandmaster Angel Cabalas. So what I did and my brother did is we followed my dad's tradition. So our first sensei was my dad's actual sensei. That's Sensei Rodney Hu, and he is still alive. But I followed my dad's path, When I was young, I was about 18, and I was still in Goju-Ryu, and my dad says, I know you both are good. You and your brother are good in karate, goju-ryu, but one of you need to follow up on Filipino martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to take that move because I loved it anyway.
Mhm.
And I stayed with it. I stayed with it all this time. So, you know, it's amazing how elders could have that kind of influence on you to help guide you, you know,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
parents. I got to say, my dad's a warrior. He's a
Yeah.
warrior.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
he had to fight, you know, early on. He's a firstborn, the firstborn immigrants, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
You know, with
Yeah.
prejudice back in those days, or even whatever job you got, you had to deal with prejudice,
Yeah.
you know, and Filipinos weren't treated good. You know,
Yeah.
you go back to the 30s and 40s, they still had no dogs, no cats, no Filipinos pinned up on stores and hotels, you know, and motels. That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
There's only
Yeah.
certain areas Filipinos got to live or even establish a business.
Mhm.
But, you know, that's back in the old days. You know, things have changed today, very diverse today.
Yeah.
But, you know, coming up in that kind of environment, you know, what neighborhoods, you know, your parents would tell you, hey, man, stay out of that area. Them guys will get you. No, you
Yeah.
was right.
Yeah.
Everything my dad told me was right, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
even in the work
Mhm.
world, how chicken shit things could be in the work world,
Yeah.
much
Right.
less
That's a
on the
fact.
streets.
You're
So,
right.
you know, being educated by my dad, my uncles, my elders, you know, they coached us where to go, where not to go, you know, places you got to watch out for.
Yeah.
But, you know, being young, we didn't care what they said.
You think
Go
you're
ahead,
gonna
I'm
live
going that
forever?
neighborhood. I don't
You
care.
Yeah.
invincible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
And
invincible.
if shit
You know
pop,
what I mean?
it pop.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's part of becoming a man when
Talk
you're young.
about it. Yeah.
You know, it's part of becoming a man.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to meet somebody or meet some people, you know, at a party or something, I don't care what neighborhood you're going to.
Yeah.
You think you're a man at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But, you know, going off into different parts of Stockton, you know, very, very tribal in that way. There's certain areas you don't go. But I'll
Yeah.
say this, back in the old day, back when you're rolling on the streets, I say 99% of all the beef you're going to get in, it's always a girl involved. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Always a girl involved.
Yeah.
You
9
know, you
times out
go
of
to a
10.
party and there's girls there,
Females,
Absolutely.
egos,
always a beef.
9 times
adrenaline.
out of 10, all of the wars that were started when we go back to King Arthur and
Yeah.
all of that, they was all started over women.
Over
You know what I
women.
mean?
Yeah.
All of them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can't hear you guys.
You
Okay.
can't hear us?
It's probably because of that phone call. You got to go out and come back
Oh,
in.
you got to go out and come back in.
You got to go out and come back in. You got to go out and come back in. You know what I mean? But yeah, P, like, and that's one of them things. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about the FMA and everything, it was just an amazing event.
Amazing event.
I'm so glad that we got to be a part of it. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Address
Yep.
the culture,
And
bring
bring
it
it
to
in.
our audience. You know what I mean? It sounds like we added to the event. We added to it the culture. And
Yep.
that's really what we want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. We want to add to it. Okay, we have Darren back.
Yeah.
Okay, Darren, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, man.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
tried to call me and it turned off the mic and I
Yeah.
haven't taken up. Sorry about
Yeah.
that, guy.
No, you
worries,
good.
no
You
worries.
good. You good.
But yeah, we just was talking too that we're happy that you brought this event
Yeah.
to us so we could expand it and get it into niches and to people that might not otherwise have that opportunity or
Yeah.
might not figure it out. So we would want to be the first ones, the ones that introduce it, address the culture, Big Wall and myself,
Yeah.
through your honors, to bring it out, and we're going to keep it going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it going. This isn't going to be it, keep us posted with events, keep us definitely, come in and chime and let us know the progress on the Legacy 9. You know,
Yeah.
keep us up to that. Keep us in promotion. We're with you, Darren.
We locked
Okay,
in.
man.
We're with you.
We
Yeah.
locked in, brother. You know what I mean?
We're locked in.
Yeah, man.
We
So
are locked in.
we really, really want to thank you for coming through, giving us the recap for this amazing event. You know what I mean? It sounds like it was explosive, like we expected. Again, shouts out to all the grandmasters that came on our platform to talk about themselves, what they were capable of, and how excited they was to be a part of this amazing event.
Oh yeah.
We really thank you guys. It was our pleasure. And we just get started. You know what I'm saying? And for us, we learned a lot. You know what I mean? We learned a lot about your heritage, your mind state, and how prideful and how serious you guys take what you do. And that's what kind of, and that was big for me and Pete. You know what I'm saying? We talk about hip hop and being able to defend yourself and being a man and a woman. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? But it was just amazing. So again, we thank you for coming through to address the culture. Hip Hop TV, me, P.stock. We thank you, and it was amazing, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor to get to talk and get to know you folks. Big shout out to Alwadi 19 too, Sultani Dean for coming together, and creating this great opportunity that we witnessed yesterday. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of Legacy 8, each and every one of you, from the practitioners and mainly the headliners too, that provided the skills for all these people to get to learn something. And then once that video is done, they can't forget it if they get the video. They're going to know exactly what was offered that day, to review and train and to continue to train the concept shared yesterday. So, all in all, it's a win-win situation if you're a part of the Legacy and you come in to attend. But you guys made it special, for me and all the headliners to get to talk to you guys. And thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. We really do appreciate it, bro. It's no
Thank
problem.
you, Darren.
The pleasure was all of ours, man.
We'll be in touch, and we're always following.
Okay, brothers.
We're always there, Darren.
Big Wall, P.stock, Newton 19. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.
All right, Darren. We're going to talk to you, brother.
Darren. Talk to you.
Later.
But that was huge. That made the event, and it was just a great event, and it was good for us, and I'd rather it come here first. And we be the ones to bring it out and address the culture, and and we're going to keep bringing you stuff like that. We're going to keep introducing segments of cultures that you might not know exist, but they're there. They're there. You might not know about certain groups of people until you see a certain episode on the show and say, well, I didn't know they did that. I didn't know the history of that. I didn't know how that worked. That's what we want to do, and that's what addressing the culture is all about here at the network, and I'm glad FMA, it'll be back. Big shout out to Aladdin 19 for making that happen. That's big. Big shout out for Young NAZ showing up. We gotta get you through to address the culture soon.
We do.
The culture. Especially on the eve of dropping that new album with E40 and Yuck Mouth and everybody. Gotta come in and holler.
Over there cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, over there cooking. That's what he is. Over there cooking. For real.
Over there cooking. You know what I'm saying? And again, we appreciate Sultan, everybody that played a part in putting this together. It was amazing. You know what I mean? Us
all of the guests.
Come on, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
All of the masters, all the grandmasters. It's all did a great job. And we're satisfied that the event turned out big. And it lets us know that we're cooking.
Yes.
And
Say
we're doing our thing. That we're
talk
cooking.
about it. You know what I'm saying?
We're doing our thing. So we definitely in the plug and we'll be the plug and gonna be the plug. So we are here, and that's good. I love it when when things go the way we plan on them going.
Absolutely. I love it when a plan comes
together.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we definitely gonna spin a block. This is definitely not gonna be the last time you see the FMA community on this platform, and other communities and cultures that you might not know and some that you might know, but we're gonna address it right here on Address the Culture on iHipHop TV with myself and my right hand, P.stock. You already know. So like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Smash that thing. Let us know how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if it's something that you might want to talk about, something you want us to address, something you might want to come on and have a debate with me and Pete. We might be able to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't ducking no smoke. You know what I'm talking about? So tap in with myself and P.stock here on Address the Culture. You know what I'm saying? We know we appreciate everybody that's tapping in. And we got some announcements coming up too, because we got a whole lot going on.
Oh, yes. You're just going to love this.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying?
We don't stop. We're never going to stop.
What he
said.
You
got to stay tuned in.
Yeah.
You got to tune in and follow us on all platforms to stay in tune what's really happened. Then you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like we always say, your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We up out of here.
Peace.
Scratch. Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture, huh? Addressing the culture, I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture.
Brick by brick, you get your boy Big Wall
and P.stock here, you know, for addressing the culture. It's that time.